Okay guys, so this is the motherboard and processor and GPU from the previous video. This is stuff I got at the flea market. And we have Intel i7-3770 CPU. It's an Asus H61M-G Motherboard. And I wasn't sure what this graphics card was. It was just marked ET866. So I took the hard drive off test rig, which has Windows 10 on. Let that boot up on it. It found a lot of drivers, and I installed all the other drivers using SDI, Snappy Driver Installer, which is nice and quick. And we have a working machine. It turns out the graphics card is a 2GB GeForce GT630, and it's all AC spec. It's running. I only have 2GB of RAM on this, which is making it quite slow, and it's an old hard drive rather than an SSD. But it's stable. It's running. Yeah. I figured out that the CPU is worth about £50, maybe a bit more. Second hand, the motherboard between 30 and 40, the graphics card between 20 and 30. So it seems here I have somewhere between 100 and 120 euros worth of kit, which works out basically between about 116 euros and 140. So if I can get this on eBay and get 130 euros, then I've made 100 euros off it. It cost me 30. It was a good bet. The only problem is that we have a broken SATA connector down here. Let me zoom the camera in. I'll just switch it off and zoom down, and you can see what the problem is. Okay, so this is going to be profitable. I mean, this is the sort of thing you should be looking for. Car boot sales, flea markets and stuff. Finding things like this. I mean, 100 euros of profit. I mean, that buy you, if you're starting out on this, I'll buy you a really good multimeter or a decent multimeter, a T12 soldering iron, and some spare tips and still have money to spare. Or you could buy, it'd go quite a good way to buying you a decent hot air station, like one of the better ones. Something like the ATN 862D or something. It won't buy it, but it'll go a good way towards it. So yeah, this is the sort of thing you should be looking at. Unfortunately, to get us hands on that profit, we need to sort this out. So it's clearly got a broken SATA connection. It's through hole. I can feel here the pins coming through. Yeah. So what I'll try and do first is to remove the broken pins from this one. Yeah. Obviously you can see that very close to here are some very small probably capacitors here, so we don't want to dislodge these because it is broken. That's going to make it easy to get out. So we should, if we put some leaded solder on the back of here, get some leaded solder on there, we should be able to pull these pins out from the other side. I think just using the soldering iron. So let's try that first and see if we can actually do that. I'll have to just obviously switch the soldering iron on. We'll need some flux. We'll need some solder, leaded solder. While the soldering iron's warm up, let's think I need flux out of this tube today. It was not very forthcoming last week. This stuff's dried up, I think. So I've ordered some more. I've ordered some more flux. This stuff's horrible. But let's get some flux on the pins of the broken socket. Yeah. Start off by getting some flux on there. Sorry, excuse me. Dust up my nose. That's what I. Sorry, but this is quite dusty to start off with. Okay, so this is the broken sockets. The first thing we'll try and do is add some leaded solder. I'm not worried about solder bridges at all. I want to just extract these pins from the other side if I can. So I want to get a decent amount of leaded solder on there if possible. Yeah. Okay. I think some of it might have stuck to it. Question is now, can we extract the pins from this side? Can we actually pull them out by hitting from this side with a soldering iron and literally just taking the pin out of the board? Let's see. I don't know if we can, but let's have a look. So I'll get some tweezers, my slightly worn out tweezers now. I've ordered a couple more sets of tweezers. Again, I'll get a bit of solder on with a soldering iron. We'll start from this end. Well, that's loose. As soon as I touched it, that was loose, yeah. So, go again. See if I can get this out of the board. Yeah. So that came out quite easily, yeah. That came off there quite easily. Let's just go along the pins and see if we can extract them. A bit more solder again. Looks like the next one's actually snapped off. No, it's not. It's sticking up in the air. Get my magnifier. Trouble, this is not going to help you, is it? If I get my magnifier, I might end up doing this on the microscope. Actually, let's just go for the next one. Get some heat into it. Yeah, out it came. It's just coming out. I can probably do it just by the naked eye, actually. Again, it's a matter of getting like a blob of solder in here so you can actually get some heat into the pin. Yeah. Two have come loose here. I'm actually catching on the other pins. Yeah, both came out. Three more. Four more. Three more. Three more. Oh, yeah, just a touch of these are coming loose. You can see, can't you? They come in quite easily. Just get hold of that one. There we go. And the next one. Yeah, it actually comes. And the last one. There's one more here that I've missed. Okay, nope, that one didn't come. Let's get on that one. Then get a bit of solder in. Yeah, it actually comes. And the last one. Again, doesn't want to come without a bit of solder on the end of the iron. Okay, out she comes. I'm going to put the vacuum desoldering tool on because I might need this for this job, to be honest. Okay, so we can try getting these out with desolder braid. I'm not 100% confident that we can. Let's go from the other side of the board, yeah, so we don't have, well, like around here we have some very small components. I don't want to dislodge one of those because that'll be fun if I do. What I think we'll do from this side is just try and warm the area. Yeah, I'm not trying to melt the solder, I'm just trying to get the thing, like the solder's gone, the foot's gone liquid now, yeah. Bit of warmth on that side, and let's see whether we can actually clear these holes or not. Yeah, that big one came out okay. Can we do any of the little ones? And this is probably where solder braid is going to fail you. And to be quite honest, I'm not even sure I can get a needle through these because they're so small. I'm not even sure if a desoldering needle would actually go through them. Let's see, I have desoldering needles, so let's have a look to see what's the smallest one, yeah? I think this is the finest one. But it's too big, that's not going to go through. So I think this is one of these jobs, you know, where you need the tool. I'm not sure. I wouldn't recommend using one of these handheld, where you push the end of it and click it, because when you effectively click the spring, the recoil will probably knock the pads off the board, just to make life difficult for you. Yeah. Now let's see if this will do anything. And even that didn't clear this solder out. Let's see. So let's see if we can get some warmth into the area. Yeah. I'm going to try a technique now whereby I'm going to use hot air and a desoldering tool together. Yeah. That came. That one came. That one didn't. Okay, I got a stubborn one there, yeah. That's out. That's out. That's out. Okay, so I have two there which are being a bit stubborn. So what I'll do is I'll try adding some solder to those two, and then try again. I might try from the other side of the board as well. So I got a bit of solder in these two. At the same time, try not to get any back in the ones I've just managed to desolder. Yeah. Let's just get the tool and make sure it's not actually got clogged up or anything like that. I don't think it is. I think these just got heavy ground planes, or heavier ground planes, that's all. So, where are you? Getting yeah, okay, so that's clear. Right, let's try again. So hot air, which I have to do with the other hand. I'm right-handed, yeah. Got it. Got them, yeah. So, quite clearly adding a bit of leaded solder helped. Out of interest now, can I actually get the needles down here? I just wanted to see if this would have been possible. Yeah, it does, it goes through. Yeah. In fact, by this method, I know full well that the holes are clean. Yeah, just catches slightly, but it does go. And that one's a bit tricky. Yeah. So yeah, if you're using desoldering needles for this sort of work, you need some really, really fine ones. That's for sure. And I think that's the thinnest one I have. Okay, so we've managed to desolder the broken one. Question is now, where are we going to get another one from? Well, the answer is a donor board. Yeah, so let me go find a scrap board. So here's our scrap board. It only has black ones on. I don't have any of the blue ones. Turquoise, if you want to call it. This, yeah, blue, turquoise. But I don't see putting a black one on is going to be a problem. I don't think that will detract from the board if I come to sell it, to be honest. So we need to get one of these off here. Now, I would say the way to do this is going to be to use leaded solder to try to bridge all the pins, so get a good, effectively solder bridge as much as I can on here, yeah? And then use hot air, pointing down on that while I pull the thing out from the other side. I've never tried to remove one of these before, so as to quite how easy or difficult this is going to be, I don't know. What I do know is I have six here to try, yeah. So we have a few chances to get this right. So first of all, let's get some solder on it. I'll get some flux on obviously first. So flux and solder, let's get that on first, yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that the pin out, you know, physically is the same. I don't know whether there's more than one type of these SATA connectors. I suspect you can probably buy them off AliExpress, but this is perfect sort of use for a scrap donor board. I could try using the soldering tool the same as we've done, but I don't think it will work. The soldering tool works best on this sort of thing when there's actually nothing in the, you know, like there's no pins in the hole. Yeah, I mean, I can try if I have to, but first of all I'm going to go at it this way. Yeah, try and get a good blob. So there's a good blob there. Yeah, let that one solidify. Try and get one on the other pins as well. That's solidified now. Let's try and get another one. Okay. Almost. Okay. So these should help to conduct the heat in to the board. Let's get a pair of long nose pliers and just get hold of the socket from the other side. And quite literally, I'm just going to try and pull this out. I'm literally going to try and pull this out from under the board. So I've got the long nose pliers on it. Let's come in with some heat. Yeah. Can I unsolder it before the thing itself melts? This is the question. Well, the solder's melted, that's what I wanted it to do. The leaded solder. Oh, yeah. I've got it. Quite whether it survived, I don't know. Let it cool down. But yeah, it came out. Thing is, can we use it yet? Did it survive? Looks like at least one of the pins is pulled part way out of the connector, but hopefully we can push that back in. Just give that a minute to cool down. Okay, it's cool enough to touch now. Let's move that a bit further away. There we go. Cool enough to touch. Let's get under the microscope and have a look to see if it's something, you know, can we use it after that. So let's go and have a look. Okay, so this is it. I'll get looking down the microscope. Let's see what we can see. Well, I can see that these two pins have kind of soldered themselves to each other, yeah? So first thing I need to do is clean a bit of solder off this. I may well use a bit of flux actually. So this is obviously a side effect of me getting a big blob of solder on the other side. Let's just okay, let's remove that. Now, can I push this back inside here? Can I get this back in here? Tweezers. Ouch! Tweezers in the back of a finger. I don't know why, somebody in the comments, why you get a lot of people doing this sort of work wearing like plasticky gloves, yeah? I mean, I've been doing this work since, well, as a job since in the 1980s. From 83 I was actually working on component level repair in a computer manufacturer and the essential spares and repair department. And nobody wore gloves. I mean, like, you never even thought about it. Nobody would actually wore gloves when they doing this. So I don't know where that came along. Certainly when I did my training, you know, my proper training, I was never told to wear gloves. So I don't know where that comes from. Okay, so we've got a bit of braid. Let's get a bit more flux. I can't get out this stupid flux tube, so we'll have to do it this way. Big gob of his, who cares? A bit more flux, yeah, and let's. I'll put that back. I was trying to put the needle back in the flux. I'll do it later. Back of my finger hurts, so I stuck the tweezers in it. Okay, let's try and clean the solder off this and see what we've got. That looks nice. There seems to be 3 pins on the back. Yeah, like on like a back row if you like. Yeah, and then there seems to be 4 on the front row. That's how the one I desoldered came out. Yeah. Oh, right, get in at that one. Okay. Let's go on the other side. Let's see what we can clean off these. Might be better without the flux actually. Seems to be doing rather a good job without it. Yeah, let's clean the iron. Yeah, let's get the crap off that. Let's really get the crap off that. Yeah. That was fairly clean. I'm not sure whether it'll actually go into the board, or I may have to just remove like this residual solder. Yeah, there's a little bit still on there. It might be. I'm sure I can just get any more of that off there, because there's going to be a fairly flush fit where it goes into the board. Yeah. Okay. That's nice. That's nice. That's bloody hot. Hold the blade a little bit further away from the end. Yeah. Can we get into that one? Yeah. Okay, I think we have quite a nice donor here. It seems okay. Doesn't seem to be melted. Just just flux on there. Nothing. Just clean that up. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think what I'll do is I'll let's have a look down here. I might have. You can see down here. Is it flux or is it melted? Seems to be flux. I think what I'll do is I'll put this into a little tub with some isopropyl, just let it give it a good clean actually, in isopropyl alcohol. So let's go back over to the desktop and see if we can do that. Okay, so we have our hopefully usable connector there. Just tidy my bench a little bit, and then let's get some isopropyl alcohol and a little just the bottom of a water bottle. You can see that bit of ISO. There we go. So just yeah. Okay, nice. Just drop that in there. Just gives it a clean. I mean, isopropyl alcohol shouldn't damage the plastic. It shouldn't like melt it, if you know what I mean. Acetone might. I'd be wary of using something as powerful as acetone to do this, but I think we can just bathe this in a bit of isopropyl. Just let it dissolve the flux that's on there. Yeah. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'll just save the excess because I'm on the island here. I find it difficult to get some things isopropyl being worn. Normally when somebody's coming over from the UK, I ask them to bring a bottle with them, but obviously that's not really happening at the moment. I may end up having to go back myself actually shortly on family business, and if I do, then yeah, I'll certainly be bringing that back with me. Okay, bit of kitchen roll. Okay, so we have a look at that under the microscope now. See what it's looking like. Hopefully the microscope camera's still working. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Here we go. Where are you? Oh, yeah. It's a bit gungy down there, but I don't think that's going to be a problem, you know. To be quite honest, all the pins are in. Everything looks fairly even. Looks like this one doesn't have the two like mounts. The old ones, the blue ones. If you look at the board, the old one kind of has like two mounting points. Where is it? Somewhere here. Yeah, you can see like the two large holes. Yeah, this just seems to have the 6 small ones, so we don't have that. But I don't think it's a problem. It matches, so the slots at this end. Yeah, you can see the slot here. And the slots here on this one, same position. So hopefully, let me look into the microscope. With a bit of luck, I'll get this in. Let's see if it'll actually go into the board. I think that's in position pretty much. Yeah, 4 legs there. These holes look big now, don't they? They don't look big now. They look tiny when we're trying to desolder them. There you go. You know, it's going. Some of the pins are in place. Ah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, there you go, guys. We have a SATA. It's clearing the components behind it. Okay, so well, we just have to solder it on now and see if it actually works. That'll be the proof. I'm not sure if this this pin here looks slightly bent. Maybe, but I mean, at the end of the day, the only way to prove this is to solder it in place and see if it actually works. As simple as that. Okay, let's go back to the desktop. Okay, actually, just while I was just getting the camera on, I just decided to push a SATA plug in just to see if I can actually get it to fit, which it does, yeah. And I'm just holding the socket so it doesn't come out of the board again. Just I want to make sure I remove the plug and not the whole thing. Just do it. Come on. Yeah. Okay. And interestingly, that seems to push that pin that was slightly forwards. Seems to push it in line. You know, I said it was slightly bent. Seems to push it back. So let's now try and solder this. Yeah. I'm definitely going to need some magnification to solder this. So let's get this back under the microscope. Let's see if I can focus it on this or not. With the board being upside down. So let's see if we get some focus on that. Yeah, there it is. Oh, the pins. You know what? The pins are not coming through the board. Oh, they are. Yeah, they are. This is another reason why you need a proper stereoscopic microscope. You don't want one of these USB things. Yeah, they're no use. If you look here now, this is a perfect example. If I can kind of point it out to you. If you look here now, the 3 front pins appear to be through, yeah? And the back ones in here appear to be not. But until I touch it with the tweezers, yeah? But when I'm looking through the microscope with the stereoscopic vision, I can clearly see that those back ones are coming through. And by a few millimeters, yeah? So let's just make sure it's actually level on the board. That's pushed all the way in, yeah? And this is going to be just a little soldering job, really, now. Let's get some... this is the narrow solder, the thin stuff, yeah? This is 0.2 millimeter, yeah? But I'm going to use my BC3 tip, my big chunky tip. You obviously see me using this and you wonder why. And the reason being, because with this I can get a lot of heat into the job, yeah? And you can see that even with a tiny job like this, I can actually solder very well with this large tip. You don't need a fine tip soldering iron to do fine soldering. In fact, the chances are if you try, you won't get enough heat into the job to solder, yeah? Whereas doing it this way, you can clearly see that I'm soldering these without any particular difficulty, yeah? Using this BC3. I've ordered myself a spare BC3 now. It's the only one I have, and if it packs in, I'm going to be stuck. I'm so used to working with it. Okay. Yeah, so those are soldered. Okay, the two support ones don't exist, but I might get a bit of solder. And no, I'm not even going to try. I was thinking I might just try to get a blob of solder to hide the hole, but I really think I'm not going to do. I think I'm just going to leave that as it is, you know. Okay, so that's soldered. So clean it up and then let's just test it. Yeah, that's the thing now. Just test it and see what happens. I'll just get a bit of ISO and just clean off the crap, and you can see how nicely that's soldered. Yeah, you can see that was a nice job. There you go. I made that look almost professional, didn't I? And I'm not the world's best micro solderer. As I said when I started the channel, I can do it, but I'm not a master. You know, some people do this and like they're just like a master at it. You know, still a bit of flux on here. Some of these guys have been micro soldering so long, and they make it look so easy. I'll tell you now, micro soldering is not easy. It's doable. It's doable, and yeah, for sure, the more you do it, the better you get. But it's not easy. So if you're kind of struggling with it, don't think like it's just you. Yeah, don't think that you know it's just you. You'll get there. Yeah, time, practice, especially practicing on scrap boards is very good way to go. Okay, that's pretty clean now. Right, let's get it set back up and let's see if it actually works. Okay guys, so yeah, we're there. It's booted up. This is the C drive. I've now put another drive on where we had the broken SATA connector. Yeah, I've loaded up into Windows 10, and you can see this is the D drive. Yeah, so the C drive. Let me just find some folder. Doesn't matter really what. I'm hoping it's not too big a folder, but let's just find something, and I'll just try and copy this onto the other one. Yeah. So it's not the fastest machine in the world, because it only has 2 gig of RAM to start with. Yeah. But yeah, let's just copy that folder. Let's go over to D. Yeah. This is D. This has an old installation of XP on. But I just want to see if I can actually paste in the folder I just copied from the other drive. See this is actually working. Paste. I mean, the fact it's actually, yeah, it's done it. There probably isn't much in this. Yeah, just a Fairmark setup. But that's okay. We know it's working now. We now have both those drives working. So yeah, we can now say quite fairly that we can get the profit from this. In all honesty, that was quite interesting. The difficult bit from that, and I'm probably sure you saw that on the recording, was cleaning the holes once I removed the broken pins from that socket. Yeah, that was without doubt the tricky bit of the job. I did have a needle fine enough to get in there, but I wasn't sure that I did. And obviously with the vacuum desoldering tool I could do it, yeah. But that's kind of why I bought that, for through hole HDMI sockets in particular in these. That tool's about £60–70, something like that. Sometimes you pick them up for 50 if there's a special offer, but somewhere in that region. There's a few makes of this. Let me just show you the thing. This actually is, yeah, so you can see it down here. This is the machine, yeah. There's a ZD915 or 916, which is very similar. They all have a gun like this. Some say they're 120 watts, but they're not. They're all 90 watts. even the ones that say 120. If you look at the photo, it says 90 on the gun. Yeah, so that's the machine I used, and this is one of these cases really where to do that sort of job, it's one of these you need the right tools. But you can see from a job like this, if you can get your hands on something like this, where there's probably €100 worth of profit in this, £90 worth of profit, yeah, and no, sorry, £100 worth of profit UK, 120 up to €140, €150, £120. That's just looking at stuff of these things that have sold recently, yeah. So if you can do a job like that, even if you have to use very fine needles the first time, once you've done it, it's worth buying that kit. If you've got the money, it's worth buying the kit, because one job like that and you've made all the money back it cost you to buy that, and you can go and buy something else as well, yeah. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that one. I'll get it uploaded today, and I'll see you very soon on the next video. Cheers now.